Hey everyone, it's Pup Twigs here from Orlando, Florida, and my guest today joining me from Winnipeg, Canada is Pup Kitzune. How are you?
I'm doing really well, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, same here, same here. And you're one of a very few. I've got like 34 episodes done of this podcast now, and you're one of only like a couple that have decided to do it without a pup mask, which is perfectly fine. I
I
love
don't
either
have one.
or. You don't.
I don't
So you're
have one
even
yet,
okay,
and
good.
I'm still learning exactly what I am as a puppy. I know that I'm a puppy. I'm I'm not sure if I'm like a traditional pup with one tail or if I have more than one tail, Like very I'm a I'm very much like a kitsune. I push, I want things, I'm kind, and I'm very loyal, right? Like those are all I think loyalty is one of the main things that define puppies. Like they're very loyal to their
Yeah,
masters, right?
yeah.
And so that's why I'm more of a
Okay,
puppy than a kitten, because a kitten doesn't have that. Like kittens, while they can be loyal, they don't have to have that loyalty built in. Whereas with puppies, like loyalty is just built into the core of what a puppy is.
sure, sure. Well, let's talk about your name, Kitsune. Where did that originate from?
It came from kitsune, which means nine-tailed fox, and it's because I am very sneaky. I enjoy causing a little bit of brattiness, like I'm a bit of a brat, and I really enjoy making sort of bargains and making things happen. Right, like if you need something like if my master needs something done, I will make sure it's done. Come have like regardless, like I will make sure it's done. Like
Okay,
I will move the earth for them.
okay. Well, let me ask you. I mean, I know you said you didn't have your hood yet, but have you decided on colors? Or are you just gonna like me? I do multiple muzzles in multiple colors.
I
Uh,
love that idea. I want to definitely do that, where it's multiple muzzles and multiple colors, depending on how I'm feeling for that day.
right, right, and that's the same with me. I mean, one day it may be gray, and then the next day it may be yellow. Who knows? Uh,
I love that idea.
it just depends. Well, so
Hmm.
being brand new into the pup community, um, what do you think, or how do you feel about, what's been easiest about being in the pup community? And then on the other side, what has been the most difficult part of being in the community?
I think the easiest part of being in the community is discovering that you're a puppy, because it's a very natural sort of progression from discovering that you may be a slave or submissive,
Okay.
possibly. Like it's a very natural step. Hey, I like slaves wear collars, puppies may wear collars, having that collar around your neck, you may like, I like this. And then you realize you may be like having a leash or a lead. Like it just there's these it's not as binary as most people think. A
Hmm.
slave, sub, or a pup or a pet. Like it's very fluid.
Okay.
The hardest thing would be finding a pack or a puppy pack, because puppy packs tend to be very closely knit
Hmm.
and very, very wary of outsiders, right?
Yes.
And that's really frustrating because you're a lone pup for a long time in the community until you're suddenly not. I've seen it happen to several other pups where they've like I've been in the community for several years, and the pup was lone, and the next time I see them, they have a pup mate or a pack member that they're with, and they're nuzzling, and they're just super happy with.
It's almost like a click. Once you're in the click, you're in.
You're
So
in, but you have to get into that click.
that's right. You're exactly right. So what kind of hobbies do you have there in Winnipeg?
Hobbies. I'm a cybersecurity programmer, so that's a
Oh
mouthful.
my
I'm
God.
sorry.
Wow.
But I'm focused on like privacy mainly. So I'm trying to design file systems like where you store files, where the file size is actually hidden. So it's like a library where all the books are the exact same size. Like it's possible, but it means that when you upload something to the cloud, nobody but you knows what you're uploading. Whereas right now, when you upload something to the cloud, they can still tell using what's called I won't get technical. They can still tell what you've uploaded based on the cluster of files. Like if they're all 1 megabyte files and you have 30 of them per folder, you're likely uploaded a batch of music files, right? Like there's ways to tell currently when files are uploaded what they are. and I want to
Okay.
take that away and make people feel safe to have whatever they want on there.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. Very good. What about pets? Do you have any animals that you have?
Yes, I have three cats, and they're absolutely wonderful. I can't have a puppy yet because I want a I would love to have a husky or something like that because they're high energy just like I am. But I have to wait for the cats because they're quite old to finish their life first, and I want to make sure
Yeah,
they finish their life in peace and with love before I introduce
yeah,
another stressor.
of course. And that's pretty cool because the pup that I interviewed earlier today had three cats. I've got three cats, and you have three cats. So
These
that's
cats are
really awesome.
amazing.
So being new into it, you may not know a whole lot about it, and then may know a lot. But when you think of beta, omega, or alpha, is there a specific one that you identify with?
I definitely identify as an omega, mainly because I'm completely submissive in my pup space,
Okay,
and 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 want to be dominated, need to be dominated, right?
okay, all right.
Whereas alpha, whereas I'm not like I'm maybe mixing this up a bit with Omegaverse. So if so, I'm really sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay, good.
So I know again being new to the puppy community, but the short time that you've been in it, if another person came to you and was interested in getting into the pup community, what kind of advice would you give them?
I would say the basics are just figure out what you like doing on either bipedal or on all fours, and figure out what type of energy moves you. And you may feel silly the first few times you do it, or many times you do it, and self-conscious, but you just have to work on, pushing that thought out of your mind, saying, I must look silly, must look whatever. Because honestly, many people, I'll scratch it, all people are cute on two or all four legs,
Oh yeah.
like they're wonderful. And it's just, you have to find what feels right for you. And you may find that you enter the pup community and then you're like, this isn't for me. And that's absolutely all right. But you know what? You may have discovered then one of our sister communities, like Kitten Play or something. Like there's so many other communities that you can be part of. But Pup Play is a wonderful starting point.
Oh yes, it is. So what kind of events do you have going on in the Winnipeg area tied to the pet community in general?
Right now, we unfortunately don't have any events going on in the pet play community in general. We have several general kink events that are going on where there are lots of pets going to it, and there's
Okay.
pet areas in those kink events, which is phenomenal. But we don't have any specific puppy or pet play events right now, which is
Okay.
unfortunate because there isn't a space for it right now. Like especially like there isn't a space to rent it out. Like we haven't figured out a space to rent it out, and there's certain laws that are in effect
Mm-hmm.
just that make it hard, and it's not something you want to get in trouble with the police for.
Oh, agree, agree. So you could ask a my next pup that I have on here a specific question. Do you know what that question would be that you'd want to ask them?
Absolutely. What is a pup in your eyes? That is the question I want to ask.
Okay.
And why is that a pup in your eyes? What's the separation between a pup and something else?
Okay. So
So
what?
that's the question. What is separated between a pup and a non-pup?
Okay. Okay. That's good. So are you ready for your question?
I absolutely am.
All right. This came from Pup Oreo, and he is actually based out of Orlando, Florida as well. And he wanted to know how can different pup packs work towards bridging the community together, even in the midst of the rivalries that packs have.
That's a wonderful question. I think that I can't pronounce that word,
We
are,
got you.
are thank you, are super important, is important to have. It's like having pep rallies at schools. It helps you unify the pack as a pack, right? Oh, we're this pack. We're pack A. We're not pack B. We're better than pack A. We're not pack B. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like that's a wonderful thing. But we need to have also shared events. Maybe like the biggest one is having regional councils where different pack members have a member that sits on the council that to help plan the events, like be more involved in the humanitarian side of things. Like if there's a crisis that happens in the community,
Mm-hmm.
have the packs work together. Lead times like a puppy is a puppy no matter whether they have a mask on or a leash on or collar on. And I think being able to see 6 or 8 wonderful people working to plant trees or help with evacuations and all that, that's something that's beautiful and helps promote packs and helps promote what it means to be a puppy, which is to be loyal and to be caring for everyone.
Okay. And that couldn't have summed that up any better. That was really good. So let's say somewhere down the road a pup views this episode and they would love to reach out to you. How's the best way of them getting in touch with you, social media wise?
Fox O Fluff, FOX, letter O, FLUFF. And that would be on Instagram.
Okay. Okay.
I'm also on Snapchat as Cubes Endurance. It's spelled just how it sounds, CUBES, and then my last name Endurance,
Okay.
ENDURANCE. Like those are the 2 best places to reach me.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Because I'm sure there'll be some pups wanting to reach out and say, hey, that I saw you. Well, any last words that you would love to share about you on here before we get off this call?
Yeah. For anyone who is also trans or gay or lesbian or whatever, know that you have an ally in me because I am a transbian, which is someone who's a trans woman and also a lesbian. So you can definitely be a pup, and if anyone says otherwise, ignore them.
That's right. Do it anyway.
Exactly.
Be
Do it
that
anyway.
pup anyway. Well, it has been a pleasure to get to spend a little bit of time talking to you from Winnipeg, Canada. Uh, I just love these podcasts. I look forward to every pup that I get to talk to.
That's amazing. Thank
Oh,
you.
well, you are very welcome, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day there in Winnipeg.
I absolutely will. Take care.
All right, you too.